So I'll try to be even faster now, I guess. So you guys have all seen Maestro Instance Management. We have an enterprise-grade orchestration platform, and this is a billing dispute process that me and my team built in Flow. Flows are deployed and managed like all Maestro processes, but since we're at DevCon today, I want to show you what this means for you as a developer and a builder. So I'm going to take you to one of the places where you can use Maestro Flow. One of those places is Visual Studio Code, which is pretty exciting. Now, in Visual Studio Code, we have the local files for Flow on your personal machine. And this means that you can use any coding agent you have. It also means that you can review all of the changes that you and your teammates are making via Git or any sort of version control that you already use today. As you can see, I'll open up my Flow here. And we're now into this billing dispute process that me and my team made. And right now it starts with a manual trigger. It activates from a webhook. But I also want to see if we can build out another trigger. Flow supports multiple triggers of different types. So I'm going to add an email received trigger from Outlook. Once we've added this, I know that I want to do some initial classification on the email that we get, which represents a billing dispute. So I'm going to add an agent here. And this is one of the parts that I'm really excited about, because Flow supports the configuration and modification of agents, their tools, context, and escalations all in line without needing another project. If I go into the agent configuration, I can see outputs from previous nodes that I can wire up. I can see a preview of the output schema that it'll output. I can edit prompts. I can set up advanced error handling. And I can add guardrails from the agent governance that we have at the platform level. These are critical for enterprises, like PII detection, harmful content detection, and user prompt attacks. Without that, I wouldn't trust anyone just to email this address and have the agent run on it. We can hook that up to the normalized data node. And I've done a lot of building, but I think you guys probably want to see this run. So I'm going to give it a sample invoice, as well as a webhook payload that we would normally get when the customer submitted an invoice in our portal. So I want to show you a couple of different things that we have in Flow. And these are all, most of are supported in Maestro BPMN as well, so you can be excited doubly. Here is our invoice extraction node. This is referencing an IXP project, which means you don't need to call a separate process in order to do extraction via IXP from Maestro. We're routing via a script node. We're doing native data fabric lookups. We're basically making a payload and doing some discrepancy detection. And then we're passing to another agent for dispute analysis. As you can see, we have that context grounding index in line. And we can see every time that that agent is calling it to understand its standard operating procedure. If we go into the trace view, we can see every single call that that agent is making, as well as all of the inner workings of all of the platform components that Flow is referencing here. I'll close this down, and as this agent finishes up, you'll see that it routed to an approval task. With Flow, you don't have to go to Action Center or another platform to finish your approvals and keep debugging. It shows up right in your screen. I'm going to approve that, and we'll keep on moving. Right now, we'll call an API function to do a financial adjustment in our ERP system, and then we pass things off to a final agent, which is going to form an email for the person who disputed their issue, basically. And then we're going to send that email off and do a Slack notification internally. Now, we've talked a lot about this, and I showed you some manual building, but the fact of the matter is that with Flow, most of the time you'll be building alongside a coding agent. Whether it's the Claude Code sidebar, or whether it's Codex in your terminal, we're able to do all of this, from planning, building, deploying, diagnosis, and management with coding agents in Flow.
Man, seeing this on stage excites me too, and I've seen this before. Milo, you've just showed building all of this with coding agents. How do you trust it, man? Like, how do people that just use coding agents and pop comes the entire answer on the other side, how do you verify that?
It's a good question. We all have the annoying coworker who just like vibe codes something up, sends it over, and is like, this is good to go. And I never trust them. I have to verify that. And you should verify that too, which is why we're proud to announce that we're bringing evaluations to end-to-end processes in Flow. If you've used evaluations in agents before, this is something that should be exciting. You can think of them as test cases for your process orchestrations. Here you can see that I have some data sets. Those include common dispute types based on what we saw from our customers, some malformed invoice numbers in case people mess up on the dispute portal and don't use the right prefix or something. And then we also have the Runs tab, where I can go into a recent run I have. In the Runs tab, I can see the actual the input that was given, the actual output that we got, and an analysis by an LLM judge that takes a look at the actual output and compares it to what it should have been. We also have a bunch of different kinds of other evaluators. You can do exact matches on variables. You can do a trajectory analysis of whether it took the right branch, like going to the escalation path, and even more. So yeah, we've shown building, we've shown iterating, evaluating, and when you need to, you can package and deploy flows right from the VS Code extension. I'm really excited about this. I hope you guys are really excited about this. And to end things off here, I want to say you don't have to choose between a developer experience you actually enjoy and the power of an enterprise platform. With Flow, you get both. Thank you.